This is an interesting one. I did a vlog about is he wrong or is he right? A driver who saw a passenger in the car and he noticed she's in her early 20s, more than likely. He noticed that she was going to be sick. He asked her if she's okay. She said she's okay, she doesn't drink. She's a good girl. Anyway, long story short, she went like this, she was going to be sick. She stepped out of the car, but she wasn't like too coherent. He gave her her handbag and left her. About 90% of the people, and it's mainly women, well, not just mainly women, but 90% of the people on who follow me said that she's wrong. He's wrong for leaving her. So I thought, well, as a fellow driver, I can see it from both sides. I can see the side that it's a young girl who I've got a daughter who's 21, who is incapacitated a bit, or something's happened. I don't know whether she's been drugged or she said she doesn't drink. She may have took some drugs voluntarily, but she's been out all day and she's been at carnival and she's in distress, somewhat. She seemed like from what I understand, she seems like a street girl. When I say street girl, I've got to say it in a nicer way, and not like somebody who's switched on, who could manage herself. But point being, it's 2 a.m, she gets left alone, and that's not nice for any mother or father, brother, cousin, or anybody to know that their loved one is left like that. On the flip side, I can also see that as a fellow driver, that if this person's sick in your car, and I've had 5 people sick in my car for nearly 6 years I've been doing this job, it's not just a case of cleaning it. It's not just a case of claiming back from the ride hailer platform, well, like whether it's Uber, Bolt or Free now. It's a case that for the next 2 to 3 days you may not be able to work, because if you haven't got that clean straight away, which 2 a.m, it's more than likely you won't be able to, it's going to soak in between the stitching, or like my car seats is perforated vegan leather, so it's going straight in, and that smell's not going away overnight. So let's say a driver earns £200 a day. On average, he's losing, or he or she's losing, £600 plus the cleaning fee. If you work out, it takes 2 to 3 days on average to clean, for the smell to go away and the car to be back to normal. Now, those are the 2 arguments I can see. Now, I did hear people say, oh, you should call an ambulance, or you should have waited with her. But and that's your humanity. I totally understand that, yeah? On the other side, it's like, if you waited with everybody who's sick, you wouldn't earn any money. And you could say, yeah, but this time it's a young girl. It's not just this time. There's many times there are young people, or people in general, regardless of their gender, who allow themselves to get sick from alcohol, drugs, and now the burden drops on you. Now, as a driver, I looked up, because this is a big thing here, what is the rules by TfL, Transport for London, for those who know. And sorry, I didn't look up in the rural counties. I'm just going by TfL as guidelines. So for those drivers or people who live outside of London, by all means, check out on Google what your local borough will say on this. Now, TfL say 2 things. First thing they say, the driver, it's the driver's responsibility to make sure that passenger is safely delivered from A to B, and that they have proper care, so they're treated decently, humanely. Totally understand, makes perfect sense, because we all have loved ones who catch taxi drives, ride hailer drives. On the flip side, I also looked up what are the reasons for a driver to refuse a passenger. One of if they're acting violently, and the second one is if they're drunk. So in that story of that case that I was told, the driver made the mistake of taking the passenger in the first place, because if he had realised that the passenger was under the influence, then, or whether it's drugs or alcohol, then that passenger would have had to stay where they are and sort themselves out. Now, I've heard drivers say, or I can't even say drivers, I heard some people on the vlogs, women as well, say, well, why would you get yourself in that situation? And the counter argument was, some people get themselves in that situation, because when you're young you do silly things. But still, does the driver become that parent, that guardian, that they have to stand there, call an ambulance, the ambulance may not turn up? I had messages about take the person to the police station, which is a form of kidnapping if they don't want to go, or take them to a hospital. It's the same thing. You cannot take people to places if they don't want to go. If they're totally out of it, then by all means you have reason. But if they're alert and they can say, no, I don't want to go, you don't have that right. These are things I looked up, because as drivers it's important that we know this. So I'm not taking either side. I understand both sides on this, and it's not about my point of view. It's about everybody's point of view on this, and it's good for everybody to know the facts. But as usual, put your comments down below and let me know what you think. If you didn't see that TikTok vlog, it's on TikTok if you use TikTok, and it's called Right or Wrong ? It's about probably the 10th one from my last vlog. Check it out, and then this will make sense.